pictures.
Yes, but Mike Castellucci decided that he'd leave all that equipment here at the studio and tell a story in a different way. He joins us live now in a segment we call Open Mic.
Yeah, so Colleen and Jason, I walk into a place called a Tiny Hiney. That's the name of it. It's a baby boutique in Dallas. And they look around and they say, are you missing your camera person and your audio person and maybe your key grip? And I say, no, I'm going to do it all with this, my iPhone, because the subject of my story was sitting right there in a Tiny Hiney. So in an effort to tell a story with just this, here is Carl Johnson's story. Roll that videotape.
I do. I tour all of North America and Hawaii.
Where would you find a master artist who creates work so rare and astounding that even by watching him you might not believe your eyes?
100 days a year on the road.
How about sitting on a wooden chair in the corner of a baby boutique in Dallas?
In the 18th century, a silhouette artist was very in vogue.
With a pair of 60-year-old German surgical scissors.
So when people come to these events, they really are amazed by the fact that I'm cutting these out freehand just as they did 400 years ago.
Carl Johnson sees your profile.
I was born blind in my left eye, so I grew up not having binocular vision. The silhouette sort of fit me like a glove, and I took to it like a fish to water because I see in a two-dimensional world, in a sense.
And by freehand a minute later.
I just think it's the cutest thing.
Carl captures it.
It's so nice to have for the rest of your life.
Precisely. Cut into a piece of paper, right there, in black and white.
And all you have to do is sit in that chair for 60 seconds.
He calls it original silhouette art, a rare art form he learned not just because his dad did it, but because, like any son, he wanted his dad to be proud of him.
I didn't grow up with my father, but I went to visit him when I was a boy, and he was actually doing these at the time. And I think in a desperate attempt to make a connection to him, I just started doing them as well.
Hundreds of thousands of scissored profiles later.
He gave me these old scissors that I still use today.
How do you do that?
Well, I cut away everything that doesn't look like them.
No matter where he sets up his chair, his subjects continue to line up.
Now we have a keepsake forever.
Like finding that rare painting in the attic. On this day, you could have stumbled on a master scissor artist practicing the rare art form in a baby boutique called a Tiny Hiney in Dallas, Texas.
My pleasure.
Yes, Carl Johnson's story, fascinating man. Colleen and Jason, I think I'll tell more stories with my iPhone, so when you call me and you get a busy signal, you know why.
You're shooting, of course.
Exactly.
You know what's amazing, Mike, is that there's no drawing, no nothing there. He just goes straight to it.
It is unbelievable, and is one of only a handful of people who still do it in the world.
Wow. So that's phenomenal, and well done with the iPhone there. I'm sure that you'll get your grips and gaffers back, though, for the next shoot, Mike.
Sorry, I got to go.
Your whole crew. Oh, got to go shoot now?
Mike, I can barely do those little snowflake cutouts with the scissors.
That's phenomenal.
That's as far as I ever went.
We'll try it again.
Great story. Thanks, Mike.